Welcome, everybody, and welcome to SUNY Albany. We've got George with us, George Burke. He has been working in the educational field over 40 years. He has a wealth of knowledge and experience in higher education and has been instrumental in setting up several governmental and non-governmental organizations to guide and promote higher education in the US. Over to you, George. Thank you so much for doing this for us.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm in sunny Chennai right now. Just arrived this morning at 3 a.m. So excited to be back in India as we all live through these changing times of the endemic, pandemic, and life as it changes every day. I particularly like to welcome parents and students, whether you're with your student or not with your student. I know it's earlier in the day and the students may still be in school, so parents, I hope you can pass on the information. I'm always open to being contacted after the session at any point. Yes, I've been with Albany now for about 8 or 9 years. I retired from another institution about 10 years ago, and they asked me if I'd help. So I find myself more counselor and an advisor as I represent the institution. But I'm going to put up a PowerPoint. Feel free to take any notes, ask any questions. I will probably speak fairly quickly because I don't want the PowerPoint to last any more than 15 or 20 minutes because I would rather have your questions. And if you want to put them in the chat box as I go through, please do that. I won't stop and take them until after we finish the quick presentation, but hopefully the presentation will help you with some thoughts and questions. So, and now I'm going to bring up the PowerPoint. Can everybody see the PowerPoint? No. Let's see. There we go. Hit the wrong button. And we're off and running. Some of the 5 or 6 major reasons people think about the USA for studying. The degree is worldwide recognized. No matter what USD degree you get, pretty much 100% of the governments across the world accept a US degree. Also, employers look for the degree, and we can talk about why that is so as we go on. The US has probably the broadest ranges of degrees, specializations, and alternatives. Our facilities are top rate. Students get to experience what we call diversity. The world is very diverse as people travel. People come from around the world. They find people from their home country, but also from the rest of the world. And that opens up their future to where the world is going. And finally, the US, many schools have internships and co-ops available for you to take part in. And let's see, there we go. Types of schools. We have public and private, a university and a college. At the undergraduate level is the same thing. The name doesn't mean anything different. But universities usually imply that it does research, they're land grant, they offer more master's and PhD programs. So that's sort of a quick overview of types of schools. That's not necessary. That was for now let me get into Albany. Albany is over 175 years old. We're located in sunny, warm Albany, New York. No, I'm just kidding. Albany is 2.5 hours from Boston and 2.5 hours from New York City, about 5 hours. We're in the Northeast. In the winter, it's winter. In the summer, it's summer. We don't get the heat and humidity of India, but we get we do get some of the warmth, probably in the neighborhood of 25 degrees C in the spring, summer, and early fall. So it's very close to the hub of the United States. I would say more than a third of the US population live within 500 miles of Albany, New York. We're a school of 9 colleges or different general academic areas, 150 academic programs, over 1,100 faculty, 170 research labs and centers. And if any of your children are interested in playing a sport, because they're very good, we do offer the opportunity to get sports scholarships because we're a Division I school. And let me see. The one part about being an old man, I'm not real good at using technology. So that's a picture of our campus. We have actually 3 campuses. This is our main campus. It's about 6 kilometers from the central part of the city, but we're on a huge park area of over 300 acres. This is the core of the campus. The trees, we have a forest around us, we have a lake, we have a dormitory space that can house up to 8,000 students. But this is the core of the study area. One of the buildings you're looking at in the front part there is our business school, which is considered as a business school building in the USA, one of in the top 5 buildings with electronics and communication and all kinds of technology. This is the center of our Uptown campus, which is where in the middle, where people celebrate, have parties. They do Diwali here. And so students from India feel very much at home. Now, our downtown campus is where we were originally founded. It's primarily for postgraduate studies in education and in some of the computer science fields, because the programs got so big, we had to move some of them to the older campus. This campus was actually built in 1865, but it's been recently remodeled, spending over 20 million US dollars. And in rupees, so that's 80 times that. So, so that's quite a few rupees. And then about 10 kilometers from us, we have built a special health sciences campus. And on this health sciences campus, we do a lot of our major health science research. It's our home for our School of Public Health and Biomedical Sciences. We have over 100 different medical research labs taking place on this campus, where there are things being redeveloped in the whole medical field. So it is a great facility, and a facility that students really enjoy. Now these are our areas of academic study. College of Arts and Sciences, which has over 40 majors. School of Business has about 10 different majors. School of Criminal Justice, School of Education. Our College of Emergency Preparedness, Homeland Security, and Cybersecurity is the largest centralized cybersecurity sets of programs in the USA. Our College of Engineering has nanotechnology, has engineering in electrical and computer and environmental engineering. And one of the key areas of environmental is we just built a $100 million Center for Environmental Studies in the field of environmental science and environmental studies. And here are some of our majors: actuarial science, environmental science, business administration. Not listed there, but very popular is our accounting program. Computer science, not listed, is our data science. It's probably one of the first data science programs. Criminal justice, I said cybersecurity, economics and business economics, emergency engineering, IT, all the life sciences, biology, chemistry, biomedical sciences, biochemistry, public administration, and public health. We're one of the top 5 public health programs in the United States, and one of only 3 schools that offer a bachelor's degree in public health. So that's always interesting for people to understand. And next on our list is, you saw those labs before. And this is a whole listing of all of our majors. I'll leave it up there for a second. I'm not going to read them all, but you can take a quick look to see. It actually goes on to 2 pages. And this is a second page of the majors that you might be thinking about. And one of the things that we like to say is a higher education experience is a comprehensive experience. We have staff whose job it is to work with your child, or as if you're a student, work with you to help you achieve your goals. Understand your major, understand the work possibilities. Both undergraduate and graduate students do research. Undergraduates usually don't start doing research until their 3rd year of study. As I talked about our diversity, we have over 95 different countries represented on the campus. And internationalization is one of the key banners that we've always held. And we've had graduates from almost every country in the world and have had international students on the campus since 1900. So it's very much a key focus of our institution. We also have many opportunities for the student when they're not studying to get involved, whether it's in campus activities or within the community. We find it important, especially for undergraduate students, bachelor's level students, that they get experiences within our community. So we give them those opportunities while they're on the campus. And we offer a whole series of activities to help prepare students to look for jobs. And they can actually start going to our career services and our resume and our mock interviews as first-year students. So whether you're a master's student or bachelor's student, all those services are available to you. And if a student wants to come back to India and spend a semester, their credits will be accepted. We will help them make the arrangement to attend a university in India or wherever they want to go, Australia, Japan. We have programs in over 50 different countries that we assist our own students to get overseas experiences. And here's some university rankings. A ranking is a ranking. I talk a little bit about them. You can look at them. I don't spend a lot of time because a ranking only means something as to what happened yesterday, not what's going to happen tomorrow. And again, some more rankings. Our School of Business is considered real strong. And I'm moving too fast on my slides. Now, some basics on the admissions side of things that people are looking for. And here we go. Did I get there? This is some of our graduate programs. Graduate admissions requirements, IELTS is a 6.5, TOEFL 79, PTE 53, Duolingo 105. It's not listed there. And I didn't go back far enough. I need to give you more information about undergraduates, bachelor's level students. These are the requirements. You need to have about a B average. On the CBSE, we're into an average of about 58 or higher. TOEFL 70, IELTS 6.0. We do not require SAT, but if they take it, the English score of 400 or above is acceptable for language. But that's not, the SAT is not required for admission or for scholarships. And this is basically what we require for applying to the school. You can use either the SUNY application or the common application. All documents from secondary school need to be submitted. A letter of recommendation, language score, copy of the passport. And conditional doesn't apply to India because you won't get a visa because they're going to ask you for and I did that a few minutes ago. The cost of education for a graduate program runs about $35,000. For an undergraduate program, it's a little bit higher, including living expenses is about $48,000. Tuition is $30,000. We do offer scholarships for undergraduate students up to $17,000 per year. So that's some of the basic admission standards. And we have a great office which deals with all the immigration issues, helps the student with work permissions, helps them get acclimated with events and activities around campus, takes them on trips to Washington, D.C., to New York City, to Niagara Falls, or some of the trips. They also go on big hiking trips. We're only an hour from what are called the Adirondack Mountains, which are the second largest mountains in the eastern part of the USA. And as I talked about our campus, we have many different types of housing options. We have single rooms, double rooms, we have 4-person suites. All lavatories are inside each of the sleeping areas. They have their separate bathroom. So that all takes place. And many different kinds of eating options. We have a lot of vegetarian. There's an Indian grocery store on the edge of campus. So that can so people can easily meet their food needs, and that's not as big a problem. And finally, that's a picture of our staff. I'm the old one down in the corner. Our boss is next to me, and then we have 2 other staff as full-time staff people on the campus. I'm going to open up the question and answers right now, and some people have already put some questions in the chat box, and then we can go ahead. What is admission criteria for the IB? Excellent question. We look for a score of about 28 27 to 28 on all of the point totals. If you get a score of 4 or higher on the higher level IB, you can get university credit. So if you get 30 points on the higher level, you can get the equivalent of 1 year of study. So you basically start as a second-year student, but we do it course by course by course. The final deadline to apply, well, we have pretty much an open application process, but I need to share with you, and one thing I hope to learn on my trip is if the U.S. consulates are being more up to date in issuing visas, because the last 2 entry points last fall and this spring, visa appointments ran out very quickly. So I share with families that you need to get the applications in as soon as possible. We make the decisions without the final grade. So you don't have to have your final IB scores in. You don't have to have your final CBSE scores in. O levels, you don't have to have those in. We will make the decisions on your mark sheets and grades up through 11. So is GRE required for graduate studies? It depends on the department. MSc in computer science, absolutely. Engineering master's programs, absolutely. Public health, absolutely. But we have so many programs, there are many that don't require or require a GRE if the GPA is below a 3.5. So the $34,000 per year fees is, are you asking, Bishnu, are you asking the $34,000 is tuition and estimated living for graduate students? The tuition, though, for graduate students is about $24,000 per year. Undergraduate students is different. Again, what will be the scholarship? Again, when you ask me a question, you need to ask the question, are you talking about undergraduate or graduate education? So it's hard for me to give you the best answer. What are the job opportunities that students can look forward to? Well, on campus, we are, while they go take classes, there are, I would say about 1/3 of our students, whether American or international, have campus jobs during school. And they could be anything from working in the cafeteria to being a security guard, to working at athletic events, to helping out in their academic department, working in the library. We have over 4,000 student workers on campus. As far as off campus is concerned, it depends on the major as to the job opportunities and the level of ability, but I would say about 30 to 40% of the international students do what we call co-op. It's called Curricular Practical Training, CPT, and our International Services Office assists the student in getting that work permission. So that's the off-campus question. Let's see, what other questions do we have? Do we offer placement options? Yes. If you're talking about job placements, yes. Because we're located so close to Boston and New York City, all the major companies and corporations located in and around both those cities come to our campus at least 3 times a year to interview people and set up jobs. So that happens. Are there any other intakes apart from September? Yes. September and January, we have January intake, and actually it's an August intake. Classes begin around August 20th in the fall. What score on IGCSE? Now I'm having to remember, give me the highest score you could get, and then I'll tell you. I'm trying to remember all the different systems.
That would be a grading system, and they also have a numeric system, so alphabetical system. So the alphabets are A stars, that's the highest.
Okay.
And the grading system can go up to 9, which is the highest.
Okay. On the letter system, the minimum score for a bachelor student is a C, and for number wise, it's a 7. The only financial aid available for undergraduate students is the scholarship we offer. We offer scholarships of $9,000 a year, $12,000, and $15,000 and $17,000, and they're all based on their grades. The director of admissions makes that decision as part of the application process. For graduate students, there are some assistantships available, very few for master's students, mostly for PhD students. Are there campus selections and recruitments by the companies? Yes. After AS level, no, you have to finish the upper level to attend. You can't just finish it after AS level. Some schools may allow that. Most of them are junior colleges that will admit you at the AS level. Okay, what are the fees for pre-medicine regarding international? Pre-medicine is the same for everything else. Let me spend about 5 minutes talking about studying medicine in the United States, and particularly at Albany. We always recommend that if you can get into medical school in your home country, you do that. Right now, only 3% of internationals or of American students who apply to medical school get into medical school. Only 1% of international students are admitted to US medical schools. So, but medicine in the US is different than medicine in India. By that, I mean, we try to have students who are interested in the field of medicine to think about the whole field of health. So we, besides having a major advisor, we also have students attend special pre-health career advising, so that you end up learning about all of the positions available in the healthcare field in the US, and that don't demand a total of 9 years of study before you become employed. So there are many options for students if they don't get into medical school to work in the healthcare field in the US, and we help students with that. Can I apply after AS levels in British curriculum? Well, you can apply if you have at least 5 O levels. Cutoff has not been answered. For the undergraduate or the graduate, the cutoff for undergraduate students is basically June. The cutoff for graduate students, it depends on each of the academic programs. And most of the cutoffs are beginning to occur already. But the absolute end of most graduate admissions is April 1st. But some of them have March 15th and some of them have January 30th cutoff dates. So it's it depends on which program you're applying for. Masters in computer science in terms of GPA, you are looking at a GPA requirement no lower than about a 3.4 out of 4, and a GRE no lower than 3.10. Is there a course in dentistry? Dentistry is also postgraduate study, not a bachelor's level course. And that is part of the pre-healthcare field with us. Is AP required for medical field? No. What is the fields for Bachelor of Business courses for international students, including accommodation? Is it a 4-year? Okay, the business program is a 4-year course. The tuition runs about $30,000 per year. Total cost is about $48,000 per year. What is your intake percentage of international students for undergrad? We admit probably 40% of those that apply. What is the cost of dentistry? Depends on each individual dental school. Again, that's a postgraduate. We do not offer that program. And so I really don't know what the cost of dentistry is. Other questions? Do we have other questions that I can answer? Any thoughts that I can share? I guess it's real important for me to know how many people are graduate students and how many are postgraduate and how many want undergraduate programs. Are there other questions that I can answer? Yes, that's it. If we don't have any other questions, again, it's real important, I would say to all of you, to go to the U.S. Embassy and Consulate websites and read about the processing to apply for student visa, because that was one of the biggest questions that we had with people getting admitted. We had to defer at least half of our students who were admitted from India to another semester because they couldn't get a visa. Somebody asked me an IB question and then it went away. I'd be happy to answer it. Okay. Do you offer admission for IB course for UG or is it only for IBD? Oh, yes. We offer for both. Other questions? If you have no other questions, I would be happy to give you my email address. And can I write it in here? I guess not. Okay, it is the letter G, the letter C, the letter B, the letter U, the letter R, the letter K, the letter E, at Albany, ALBANY.edu. So it's my name. What are the fees regarding dentistry for undergraduate students? Okay.
Sorry,
Again,
George, I've actually just dismissed that because it's come twice, but I would just like to let all the attendees know dentistry is not offered at an undergraduate level, as George has previously shared. This is part of health sciences. It is a graduate program, and the fees varies according to the dental school that you would get admitted to after completing your pre-med. I'd like to thank George for his invaluable time for us today. I'd like to thank everybody who's attended, and I know that if you have future questions, we'd be happy to guide you and take it forward at a later stage. Um, if anybody would like to ask anything else, we'd like to keep it open for another minute before we close. Thank you so much again.
well, thank you all. I look forward to my time in India now. I can't cook curry as well as I can eat it here, so I'm excited. I have curry for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Well, thank you so much again, George. Hope you enjoy your time in India. Thank you, everyone, for attending.
Thanks for
Goodbye.
organizing. Really enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.